Let's get through to these middleweights. 6 3-minute rounds between Danny Bellert and Daniel Geale. Bellert, a very experienced campaigner, but has only had 2 fights after a 6-year layoff. And Daniel Geale, well, one of the most decorated amateurs we've seen in this country. Sydney Olympian, unbeatable in his home state of Tasmania for 8 or 9 years.
Making his professional debut tonight is Daniel "The Real Deal" Geale. His opponent has been in the professional ring 27 times, for 16 wins, a former Queensland state champion. 8 times he's been in the ring fighting in title bouts. At 71.9 kilos is Danny Bellert. Zoom Kennedy is your referee. Adrian Kennedy, Polly Lewis and Chris Daly are your judges.
What a good clean fight, no rubber punching, no kidney ones. When I say break, step back and break clean. Defend yourself at all times. Play my command. Shake hands. Good luck.
Well, it's an indication of how highly regarded Jeff Fennick rates Daniel Geale. To put him in against Danny Bellert with such an experienced man, this is not going to be easy for Daniel Geale. They could have quite easily have taken an easier path for a debut, but they want a man with a good reputation who's fought for the Australian title. Let's see what Daniel Geale has got for us.
Well, that's not Daniel Geale's style, John. You know, he won't take any shortcuts, this young man. And as he makes his historical night tonight for Daniel Geale, he's such a well-known young man around the amateur scene for so long, virtually unbeatable as an amateur in Tasmania, and held the state championship over there for something like 8 or 9 years in 2 weights. No one had challenged him. They just couldn't beat him. But let me tell you, they're both wearing black trunks, and Daniel Geale is wearing with the white band and the blue shorts. Sorry, the blue boots. But Danny Bellert's a rugged, hard, tough competitor. He's hard at the ball. He goes hard at the ball. And let me tell you, he's going to he'll ruffle up Daniel a little bit. He'll try and unsettle him. Danny Bellert grew up as great mates with the fighting farrier Julian Holland, and they were good mates. Now Julian's moved down to Melbourne, and he's making a comeback, John Casey. Julian Holland, he's not as a professional fighter, but as a boxing promoter, and his first show will be on August 31 down in Cranbourne, and he's going to promote a future star, a future world champion in my book, a young man by the name of Lance Costello, brother of Dallas Costello, as Daniel Geale unloads on Danny Bellert. Stop. I'd say Daniel Geale will get a lot of good sparring down out at Team Fennick, because with Danny Green, Saki Obika all around in a sort of similar way, he would have some great sparring. And what tremendous... Danny's ducking his head too low. Silken's going to penalise him here shortly. Box on. Danny's trying to get out of the way. I think that Daniel Geale hurt him to the body just a little bit, but gee, you look at the body of Danny Bellert, he's certainly done the work. He's very fit.
Looks in great shape, Danny Bellert, 71.95 kilos, 72.5 for Daniel Geale.
Lost a couple of these fights here. He lost a few of the big fights. He's Queensland champion in junior welterweight and welterweight, but lost against the better fighters. He challenged the great Justin Rousell for the Australian junior welterweight championship, when Justin Rousell was Justin Rousell was always Justin Rousell, I mean, but he was a tremendous fighter, and he was unbeatable, Justin Rousell. But Danny challenged him and lost by a knockout. And this is a very interesting fight. A little bit of cat and mouse going on here. Danny Bellert has got good power, rugged, knows his way around a boxing ring. He's going to try and unsettle young Daniel Geale. Beautiful punches there. He's hurt Danny Bellert.
Having some trouble. His traction on the canvas as well, Danny Bellert. But Daniel Geale has grabbed his attention.
They look like they're new boots that dangerous Danny Bellert's wearing. Fight boots.
Lead instructions from Jeff Fennick and Angelo Heiner for Daniel Geale as we get underway. Round number 2. Daniel Geale in the black and white trunks against former 2-time Queensland champ Danny Bellert, who has his hands full here. Having said that it's a big ask for Daniel Geale in his first fight against a man with so much experience, it's also a tough fight for Danny Bellert. He's on the comeback trail after a 6-year absence against a man who's been fighting in the amateurs and virtually, as Brad has told you, unbeatable for most of his amateur career.
Absolutely. But Danny Bellert, always looking for a challenge, won't ever walk away from a challenge. I was in this young man's corner, I think, in about 91 or 92 when he fought Troy Power at Carrara one night, and he certainly had some power. He beat Troy Power that night. But look, what's actually happening here, Jeff Fennick was saying to Daniel Geale, Daniel's just trying to load up a little bit. He's trying to hurt Danny Bellert. He has hurt him a couple of times, even with that clubbing little right hand there. But Daniel's trying to get him out of there very, very quickly. And Jeff's sort of saying, hey, listen, just box, let's show some hand speed, take your time, enjoy yourself out there. And you're going to learn more out there than blowing this bloke out in one round, you know. So I don't think he can do that, but I mean, because he's a tough nut. Danny Bellert, he's trained by Darren Berg over at Narang at the PCYC, and they're a good little team. Darren, he's been over there for a long time. But the cleaner, tidier punching is certainly with Daniel Geale, and it's unfortunate that Danny Bellert can't get some traction with those boots.
Don't hold, Danny, don't hold.
Right hand again from Daniel Geale.
Step back. Stop.
I think the other thing is that Daniel Geale is sort of so used to the amateurs, you know, where they can't do anything, they're not allowed to duck their head, they're not allowed to do anything. And in the professionals, they're a little freer, they're a little easier. We allow little things to go on, and we'll let fighters fight. But
Come on, punch up for right, step back.
He's just pounding this away at the moment, Daniel Geale, just pounding out a win.
Watch your head.
Great hand speed by Daniel Geale.
Step back.
And Danny Bellert still struggling with his balance. That's allowing Daniel Geale to come on strong here in round number 2.
It looks like he's a very strong young man, Daniel Geale, in close. I mean, Danny's very fit. He's got a great body on him. He does the work. He's a drainer by occupation. And but Daniel Geale just looks like Danny couldn't turn him there. He couldn't twist him and couldn't turn him. But in the wrestles, Daniel Geale's holding his own.
Right, step back.
Fennick calling for the jab from Daniel Geale as he slips the punch from Danny Bellert and straight back on top of him.
Certainly knows his way around a boxing ring as we're inside 10 seconds.
The new IBA featherweight title back in 2000. This is Danny Bellert and Daniel Geale getting underway, round number 3. Daniel Geale making his professional debut in the black trunks with the white piping. He's won the first 2 rounds, according to Brad Vicali and I. Danny Bellert really hasn't been able to land with any authority, and that's largely due to the fact that he can't get any traction with his new boots, slipping around the ring, and of course Daniel Geale is presenting quite an awkward proposition for him as well. And getting a little untidy, Danny Bellert, trying to push Daniel Geale through the ropes.
Well, Danny got traction for the first time and started to land a couple of punches on Danny, and he really wants to sort of put him in a land of hurt. And what Danny Bellert needs to do is he needs to start to box, and everything will come from the lead. But he hasn't thrown a left lead yet. He's just trying to throw left and right, or just a big right hand, and it's not enough against a young man who's as skilled as what Daniel Geale is. Geale is making him miss, coming over the top with a right hand. And let me tell you, it's a real arm wrestle in there at the moment. They're very strong. And
Danny Bellert's right into the canvas. A little body shot from Daniel Geale. Left hand from Daniel Geale, and Danny Bellert's in big trouble here. Round number 3.
5, 6, 7.
this is over.
Daniel Geale explodes onto the Australian scene with a KO win in round 3 over 2-time Queensland champ Danny Bellert. Oh, that is quite a debut for the Sydney Olympian and Commonwealth Games gold medalist. That is impressive work against a highly credentialed opponent.
And John, what a peach of a left hook. It came out of nowhere, but it was always there. The left hook came, it just hit Danny Bellert flush. Danny was prompt on the ropes, had nowhere to go. The hand speed of this young man coming from the amateurs. And you've got to remember that these young amateurs, they only have 3 or 5 rounds with which to do their work, so they get into it